BOEM eyes 8 Central Atlantic offshore wind areas. The Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, BOEM, has released the draft U.S. Mid-Atlantic Offshore Wind Energy Area, WEA, for public review and comment. The WEA drafts cover a total of about 1.7 million acres along the coasts of North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware, and their closest points are about 19 to 77 nautical miles from the U.S. Mid-Atlantic coast. BOEM has used a comprehensive process to identify potential offshore locations that appear most suitable for renewable energy development, taking into account potential impacts on local natural resources and ocean users. State agency BOEM has partnered with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's National Coastal Science Center to use a marine planning model designed to minimize conflicts. Sam Salustro, Vice President of Strategic Communications, said, "The Office of Ocean Energy Management has retained only 50% of available offshore wind resources. It is important that these primary and secondary areas remain as intact as possible to satisfy the United States' long-term energy demands." SDGN to work with GM Energy on V2G. General Motors' recent announcement of a new division, GM Energy, which includes two-way charging, vehicle-to-home, V2H, and vehicle-to-grid, V2G, applications, solar products, hydrogen fuel cells and more, showed that GM is fully committed to the future of electric cars. Utility San Diego Gas and Electric, SDGN, plans to work with GM to work towards integrating two-way electric vehicles, EV, into the electric grid. GM Energy and SDGN are exploring the software, process and construction aspects needed to accelerate the adoption of vehicle and grid integration, VGI. Under a new agreement announced on November 10, GM and SDGN will explore 3 VGI options: vehicle-to-home, V2H, vehicle-to-grid, V2G, and a virtual power plant that can utilize distributed energy resources such as electric vehicles, batteries and chargers to help the grid meet demand. Through GM Energy, working with companies like SDGN will play an important role in accelerating new technology and energy management solutions to market for customers, said GM Vice President of EV Growth Operations Travis Hester. SSE profits more than triple as UK energy prices soar. Power producer and grid company SSE reported more than tripling profits thanks to a sharp rise in energy prices. The Perth, Scotland-based company, which operates hydro and wind farms, reported a 221% rise in pre-tax profit in the 6 months to £559 million compared with a year earlier in September. SSE benefited from rising gas prices in the UK following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The company reported strong financial results that came before Chancellor Jeremy Hunt was expected to announce a 0% emergency tax on excess profits from power producers. Last month, analysts estimated that the profits of the world's 7 largest energy companies would grow by £150 billion so far in 2022. SSE tried to play down the profit growth, saying it would invest a record £1.7 billion in energy security and sustainable energy projects. Cheaper, cleaner and more secure energy is coming, it just needs to be built, and SSE is building at pace, Alastair Phillips-Davies, the chief executive, said. With a supportive government policy environment, SSE alone could invest more than £24 billion in Great Britain by the end of this decade.